God! Oh God! Hello, boy. Hello, boy. Hello, boy. Hello, boy. Zoomies. He's got the zoomies. How's it going in there?
Not bad. I don't like the way that's only got like 2 little things to mount it to. I want to just come off of this bracket onto that bracket. Do you know what I mean? So you got your power steering, you got that right next to it.
Because we wanted to have them next to each other anyway.
Yeah, and it will be in that position, so it'll look really nice anyway, all on one bracket. Right, power steering, and the seat rail, I've cut the seat rail. I took the rail off, yeah, because the seat is only just wider than its brackets, maybe an inch either side, yeah, so the seat's like that wide. So if and this is much thinner than your mounting points. Your mounting points are like there. So I've cut them off because they're literally like that here. So it gives us plenty of room for the seat. So I can roughly mock this up with like this new position and then tack it all down and then come back and fit the seat to it and take it back in there. It's your power steering. What was your power steering bracket? So I've cut it to bugger in now, so that basically that hole made a little template to get a rough idea of what we're doing, and that's the bottom line, a bottom along the sump line, and you got your 2 bolt holes. So that bolt hole was there, that was the shape of the old bracket. I've cut that off. That's going to sit roughly like that, but we need to go to the car, bolt that one on, try and bolt that one on as well, and as soon as they're both bolted I might need to just grind this so I can get it to fit nice and tight with the 2 bolts in, and then I'll just tack it, take it off, weld it properly, and then that'll be in the exact right place, and then I've got to cut this one off because I know that's an exact 90-degree angle off of there.
How far? You see the pump's going on the other side?
No, it's going down lower where the aircon came from. Yeah. But the holes don't meet, they're slightly offlet, so that's where your old hole was there and there. And you need to be there and there. So that's that one going to line up. It's also got to miss a little ridge that's here in between them, so we might have to grind a tiny bit of that. It's the power steering reservoir. Right. So I did used to sit this side and it sits on that ridge. But I'm thinking it's easier to mount it that way and just sit in like that. Once that sits in on the tub on the other side, the power steering reservoir in there, then we want this one to come off. Something like that, do you know what I mean?
Fancy.
So proper strong as well, that's the point. So that can bolt down. I'm going to bend that around so it meets that. And then we can cut out a little half tang here, which we can maybe put some bolt holes in and connect to the top of that. Instead of still have that thing on it, but just drill 2 holes and mount it like that.
You need that that strength to be able to do that when it's on the car.
Exactly, so rather than having to dismount it, like taking this off, then dismounting the back to actually remove it under it, that'd be long. So for ease of use, you know what I mean, that'll just be like, bam, put that in there. You know what I mean, both your ports are going to come out nice. That's going to sit somewhere like that, at that sort of angle with your power steering sitting in front of it, which is about yay big as well. So I do need to be careful of these, so we need to go back to the car really before I solidly fix them too close together, and that can't be the way we want it.
I'm just mocking up and welding the bracket up for the power steering relocation because I want to move the reservoir from here over to there where the catch can's going to sit as well, so there's no fire hazard.
You're going to need a belt which actually lines, makes it the right distance, because this belt's probably too long from where it was positioned before, because obviously the pump used to be up here and now it's going to be down here, so we're going to need to get a shorter belt. I just need to make sure I get the pulley bang in line with the pulley that's driving it, and we're job done. But basically this bottom bolt is the same distance as this old air conditioning pulley bolt. Yeah, so they're the same distance from the edge of the block here, so it can follow down. Right, so that bottom hole is the one that I have to use, and I know that this hole is parallel with the block to that one, same as that one was. So as long as I get this at the exact 90-degree angle, then we're sweet. because we're obviously moving it, it's going to be, that's not even its max position. Its max position is down there at the minute, so it'll be like there. Yeah, so it's a lot lower down. That, bam, straight on top of the pump. I mean, I could even do it that way as well. Do you know what I mean? I'll get it onto there, which is probably better, to be fair.
It does look better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, and then it feeds
So we're actually
directly.
making it more efficient anyway.
Well, we're making less places where it can leak, because obviously you've got to join here and you've got to join there at the minute.
Whereas
So
now we're straight on.
So now you'll be straight on the pump.
As is always the thing with my engine bay, just functionality. I never want to show it off at a show or anything, the engine bay at least. The outside can look cool, we can spend loads of money on that, but engine just needs to be functional and ugly, basically. Well, I can. Eva's finished mounting the bracket, he just needs to strengthen it now. So now it's relocated lower. We need a smaller belt now, but this means now that without any kinks we can run the reservoir, which always causes the fires by the turbo here. We can run it all the way where the old battery was. Pretty smart.
Come from about that line. So this side of the mast into it, so we can't there around.
Realistically, yeah, because that's where the wheel will travel, eh?
Well, so nice and rounded like that. Eh?
Joel, you want it to the trade line?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Quite a lot of rust, but quite a lot of rubber. Oh, look at that.
Oh, I caught that badly, that one.
Yeah, haven't you? Look at that.
That's what's been causing all my issues. And probably that is most of the noise I hear most of the time, isn't it?
Probably, yeah. So it's just welded along that piece, and the weld's obviously given up, or the seam, whatever the probably just seamed with a couple of spot welds. Look, there's a spot weld there. Yeah. Yeah, they're obviously given way with all the heat that builds up there. There was another spot weld there. So maybe, unless that was done when they rolled your arches, because that does not look original to me. And look, them spot welds, they're not original. This has been cut out before, bro. Oh, and that plate is not original. Oh, all the way to there, look, look, you can see where it's been cut there. Look, badly cut as well, look.
Oh, it must be in the body shop. That, what, like a fair few years ago. And I told them, because I paid good money for a like the arches to be rolled properly, and then I found out they had skimmed filler over the top. I was like, I didn't want filler, I told you specifically I don't want filler. And they must have done this job as well.
Yeah, most likely. Less to work with now, look, so obviously they've cut it right back there, so if I pull that up,
it's not going to meet.
It's not going to meet, no. I can try my best to pull it up, it might just about meet, it needs to meet for me to weld it.
No, of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? It might just about get away, but in this corner I'm definitely not, look. So they've cut it right back there, look. So it's going to need some plates. Got £600 worth of tyre there built up.
A year's worth of tyre sidewall. Dude, you can see they're just the big blob of like glue that they used in here as well. Look, can you see?
Oh yeah, they would have used some silicon sealer.
Rust encourager.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I can't believe how that is.
I might reuse this piece.
Just glue it on like the other guy.
Yeah, alright, sweet. So just give me the go ahead for that.
Yeah. So previous body shop that I got have words with have literally just from the arch job I got on the stock arches, they just spot welded this little piece of scabby metal in and then skimmed over the arch. Really terrible job that I paid good money for because I thought it was going to be a good job, but obviously not.
I'm bothering to try and bend this bit out because it's not using that bit. No, there's a lot of silicone in. This was holding it there. So the silicone. Well cut, mate, look at that. Handily though, look, they've actually spotted it pretty much where I need it, this one that's up it. Just quite handy. They've rolled the arch there, they've cut it and then rolled it and then look, stuck all.
Yeah, which has caused me problems before, where like obviously where they've cut it, like here, it's gone and like just been a random tab which I've then had to try and roll back just on the car, which is never efficient at all. Like,
God, the amount of f***ing sealer in there is crazy.
Early the next morning.
if you remember how warped this was, we're still slightly dented down here, but the main thing was to get this straight to hold the fender, and he's made it pretty factory flat. Anyway,
Roll.
so yeah, it should bolt onto this quite nicely and line up like much better than it would have.
Not perfect, but
No, it won't be perfect.
good enough for an overfender.
Yeah, my main concern was how ripply this was, this bit here, but it should sit quite nice now. We don't know until it's fully
caved in big time here. This was fucking in with a big line in it along here.
Yeah,
And one down here was caved in.
like this crease continued all the way up, and then it caused another one going like
And
that.
you can see from this bit here.
Yeah. So what
The
we
ripple was completely bent in. Like all of this area was in.
what we've managed to do,
So it was just more this line that was important.
yeah, because the bumper is pulled in by these holes, which are all squashed in. So now the bumper can be pulled in properly, and the overfender can be pulled in properly by this. Obviously, it doesn't matter how it looks underneath here, as long as it's flat on this edge, and it looks pretty good. I think that's gonna
Compared to the other side, yeah.
really do the job. Yeah, comparing it to the stock undamaged side, you know, I mean, yes, that is more square, but you can't be choosy when you smashed it to oblivion and brought it back out. So I just want to show The problem we've got with this fender is the inch of material that comes into the arch here, which really isn't great, because to trim that it's going to really affect how the side skirt sits, because it needs to sit flush onto the metal. Now of course I can trim that, but it's really going to affect how the overfender looks, and it's just not going to look right. It's going to sort of be offset in. I don't have too much choice at this moment in time because I can't get another fender in time, but the problem is the fact that the whole fender seems to sit too far to the back of the car. So it's kind of alright at the back here. I'm not too fussed about the back, it just needs a tiny bit of trimming. And we might need a bit of trimming along the top here as well, because it's not a consistent distance away. So there's plenty of fettling to do to make this actually look anywhere near decent. Tubs on the rear are now finished, ready for the overfenders. So nice and weather sealed up. Also the rear corner here is all finished and weather sealed up. Ripped off the spoiler, ready to, no, the whole body's ready to sand down, ready for the paint or wrap. Fire extinguisher is now mounted where the old ABS module used to be, so it's nice and solid on there. Fast forward a bit since that was filmed. It was just before we went into lockdown with this whole corona thing. I got Kev to bring the car back to mine just so I could start doing the body kit and stuff whilst I'm in lockdown. Still leaks to fix on the car. Finished off the catch can and the pass relocation as well. It just needs a bit of nipping up here and there. I've been working on just fettling with the body kit a bit, making it fit. This time around the kit and all the different brands of fiberglass that I've bought for all like the wings and the bonnet and stuff, they're all sort of fighting against each other and not really matching up, so there's quite a lot to do there. Next video is fettling this body kit, making it work and actually revealing what she's going to look like.